In the vibrant city of Lagos, where dreams rose as high as the skyscrapers and ambition never slept, lived a young woman named Adaeze. To the outside world, Adaeze was the definition of success. She was intelligent, hardworking, and determined. Through years of dedication and sacrifice, she had climbed the corporate ladder and earned a respected managerial position at one of the city's leading firms. Her colleagues admired her achievements. Her bosses respected her results, and many young professionals hoped to follow in her footsteps. But behind her polished appearance and professional success was a secret burden she carried every day. A burden that no promotion, salary increase, or professional achievement could remove. Adaeze was bitter, very bitter. Years of disappointments had hardened her heart. Friends she once trusted had betrayed her. Opportunities she worked tirelessly for had been stolen from her. People she helped had turned against her. And every painful memory became another stone added to the wall around her heart. Instead of healing, she held onto every wound. Instead of forgiving, she replayed every betrayal. And slowly, without realizing it, bitterness became a part of who she was. The more she held onto resentment, the heavier her life became. She stopped trusting people. She stopped opening her heart. She stopped believing that goodness still existed. Though she appeared successful, she was becoming a prisoner of her own pain. Little did Adaeze know that life was about to teach her a lesson that would change everything. A lesson hidden in a simple village story. A lesson that would reveal a truth many people spend their entire lives learning. That bitterness does not punish the people who hurt us. It punishes us. And until we release it, it can quietly delay the blessings waiting for us. Every morning, Adaeze arrived at the office before everyone else. She worked harder than most people around her. Yet, despite her efforts, she often found herself frustrated. There was always another obstacle, another disappointment, another person standing in her way. Among those people was Ifoma, a colleague whose ambition often crossed the line into rivalry. The relationship between the two women grew colder with each passing month. Every misunderstanding became another reason for resentment. Every disagreement became another wound. Instead of seeking understanding, both women built walls around themselves. Meanwhile, Mr. Benson, one of the company's senior executives, frequently overlooked Adaze's contributions. Ideas she developed were ignored. Projects she worked on were given to others. Recognition seemed to slip through her fingers again and again. Each experience deepened her bitterness. Each disappointment strengthened her anger. And though she believed her resentment was protecting her, it was actually poisoning her spirit. Her smile became rare. Her patience disappeared. Even the people who cared about her struggled to get close. The brighter her career became, the darker her heart grew. One evening, after a particularly difficult day at work, Adaeze felt exhausted. Not physically, emotionally. The weight she carried had become unbearable. Seeking comfort, she decided to visit her grandmother in their ancestral village. The journey away from Lagos felt like a journey away from the noise inside her mind. As the city disappeared behind her and the peaceful countryside unfolded before her eyes, something within her began to slow down. When she arrived, her grandmother welcomed her warmly. The old woman needed no explanation. Years of wisdom had taught her how to recognize pain hidden behind silence. That evening, beneath the shade of a great baobab tree, she invited Adaeze to sit beside her. The sun painted the sky with shades of gold and orange. A gentle breeze moved through the leaves overhead. For a moment, neither spoke. Then the old woman began. Many years ago, she said softly. There lived a young man named Chike. Chike was talented, ambitious, and hardworking. Like you, he dreamed of success. But Chike had a problem. He constantly compared himself to other people. When others succeeded, he became angry. When others prospered, he became jealous. When others received blessings, he questioned why they were chosen instead of him. Little by little, envy took root in his heart, and envy soon became bitterness. The old woman paused. Adaeze listened carefully. The story felt strangely familiar. One day, her grandmother continued, an elder in the village noticed Chike's suffering. The elder called him over and handed him a small, bitter kola nut. "Eat this," the elder said. Chike obeyed. The moment he bit into the kola nut, his face twisted with discomfort. The taste was intensely bitter. He immediately spat it out. "Why would you give me something so unpleasant?" Chike asked. The elder smiled. Then he said words Chike would never forget. "This bitter kola is exactly like the bitterness you carry inside your heart. As long as you hold on to it, everything in your life will taste bitter. No matter how much success comes your way, you will not enjoy it. No matter how many blessings arrive, you will focus only on what you lack. Release the bitterness, and life will become sweet again." For the first time, Chike understood. The problem was not his circumstances. The problem was what he was carrying inside. Determined to change, Chike began a difficult journey. He stopped comparing himself to others. He practiced gratitude. He learned to celebrate the success of those around him. He forgave old offenses. He released ancient grudges. At first, it was difficult. Years of resentment do not disappear overnight. But with every act of forgiveness, his burden became lighter. With every grateful thought, his perspective changed. With every step forward, he discovered a freedom he had never known. Soon, people noticed the difference. Relationships that had been broken began to heal. New friendships emerged. Unexpected opportunities appeared. And the dreams that once seemed impossible slowly became reality. Not because the world had changed, but because Chike had changed. The bitterness was gone, and where bitterness once lived, peace began to grow. As her grandmother finished speaking, silence filled the air. But inside Adaeze's heart, something was happening. For the first time, she saw herself clearly. She realized she had become like Chike. She had allowed bitterness to shape her decisions. She had allowed resentment to control her emotions. She had allowed past wounds to dictate her future. And suddenly, she understood. The people who hurt her years ago were no longer controlling her life. Her bitterness was. Tears filled her eyes. Not tears of weakness, tears of truth. That night, she could not sleep. She replayed every lesson, every mistake, every grudge, every painful memory she had refused to release. And before the sun rose, Adaeze made a decision. She would no longer allow bitterness to define her future. Returning to Lagos, Adaeze began making changes. Small changes at first, but powerful ones. She reached out to people she had pushed away. She apologized where she had been wrong. She forgave where she had been hurt. She stopped reliving old betrayals. Instead, she focused on gratitude. Each morning, she wrote down reasons to be thankful. Each day, she looked for opportunities to show kindness. Little by little, the walls around her heart began to crumble. The anger that once consumed her lost its power. The resentment that once controlled her started to fade. And as her heart changed, her life began to change as well. At work, colleagues noticed a difference. Adaeze became more approachable, more patient, more understanding. People who once avoided her now enjoyed working with her. Team morale improved. Relationships strengthened. Even Mr. Benson began seeing her differently. New projects arrived. New opportunities emerged. Doors that had seemed permanently closed suddenly opened. For years, Adaeze thought the world was working against her. Now she realized something profound. Many of the barriers she faced had been created by the bitterness she carried. As her heart became lighter, her path became clearer. Years later, Adaeze stood before a large audience. Her voice was strong, her heart was peaceful, and her life reflected the lesson she had learned beneath the baobab tree. She looked across the crowd and smiled. Then she shared the same wisdom her grandmother had once shared with her. Bitterness is like a bitter kola nut. The longer you hold on to it, the more it affects everything in your life. But when you release it, life becomes sweet again. The audience rose to their feet in applause, not because Adaeze was perfect, not because she had never suffered, but because she had chosen healing over resentment, forgiveness over